It's fair. Yeah, no, I get it.
All right.
It's your introduction, your podcast.
All right. Hello. We're back here with another episode of the React podcast. I'm Ben,
I'm Paige.
and we're here to talk about two main things. We're here to talk about a fairly recent controversy and our experiences in secondary school, as it might give us a bit of an idea about who we kind of are, if you know what I mean, as people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's on a mile there. All right, which one do you want to do first?
Might as well go straight into the dream controversy, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
I'm just going to be asking you a bunch of questions because I don't really know what's going on there.
Okay. But do you know the average, like, what's going on from what we've heard, though?
I am, in all honesty, going into this basically blind. I've seen a few, TikToks about the whole thing. That's as much as
I know a little bit about it because, one, I think it's really, really funny because it is stupid. So a bunch of grown men are arguing about something like this. And two, well, it's just Dream. He does a bunch of stupid stuff. So, wait, hang on. Alright. It's alright. That wasn't that funny.
I laugh in awkward situations.
I mean,
you can't blame me.
I know that too. So, I know that we're a bit late to this because this happened 2-3 weeks ago, didn't it?
Pretty sure, yeah. That's when it was all over TikTok.
Yeah, because I know the last main time we recorded in the studio, we were talking about TikTok because that was the newest thing. But I was going to talk about that, but we didn't have time. So what basically happened is, I know this was all public on X or Twitter, but everyone calls it Twitter still.
Yeah.
About, I think it was XQC and Tommy Innit actually both started it, because I think I don't know exactly how it started, but I know they were going on about President Trump and how apparently X has actually met President Trump before, and Tommy is basically just washed and does stand up now, and he was basically taking the mick out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tommy didn't like that.
Yeah.
He just said, "Oh, you support President Trump. I don't like that," which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and then they kept going back and forth until Dream just showed his ugly head for no reason and posted the infamous image.
The infamous image?
Yeah, the one where he called Tommy fans.
Ah, yes.
And it was like the guy in the fork in the road, and he got the really good landscape and the really horrible looking one.
Yeah.
And it was like growing up.
Remember seeing that one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that though, honestly. I don't think it was even mentioned at all, I've heard.
I think it might have been because there are the streams that Tommy did, that Tubbo did.
Yeah.
I personally haven't watched them.
Same, because I cannot be arsed. I can only watch up to a 10-minute video about all this.
But from what I know about it though, Dream did a stream about all of it, and basically he was talking about the Dream S&P, how he made no money from it, and how just a bunch more stuff about the Dream S&P, and some things that were brought up in somebody reacting to this. I can't remember if it was Tubbo or not, but basically what was said was that Dream did make money from it. He wasn't the one hosting the server, which Dream did mention, I'm pretty sure. And there was something else that was mentioned, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And yeah, something else. But it was to do with Dream mentioning something about Tubbo and Tommy, and Tubbo went on a rant and was talking about how Dream was not grooming, but
had the talks that he, it was around the time they had the allegations about that.
Yeah, it was more of Dream. Yes, he did help Tubbo and Tommy grow, but also it was a case of he was talking about how he basically made their channels to what they are. But it's also not that. Yes, being a part of the Dream SMP may have helped that, but like it wasn't like fully just him, because there were other big YouTubers in that server.
Yeah. It's like also saying like certain games can also make people's careers as well. Like other people who are associated with it can also help as well.
Yeah. But what else do you know about the Dream controversy?
Well, I do know Tommy and Dream kind of went back and forth making videos on each other a bit. I remember that.
Yeah. I remember seeing a title of one of Dream's YouTube videos, which was, "I'm sorry to everyone but Tommy." I found that really funny. But also just like, I have no clue what's going on. I'm just going off of what I've, like, little clips I've seen on, like, TikTok.
I mean, I don't know the
Reels.
bigger picture. I just know the basic stuff, and I just want to talk about it because it's actually, like, proper, like, school drama at this point.
Yeah, no, it is just grown men acting like children, kind of.
Yeah.
Although you got to remember, Tommy and Tubbo are basically my age, or, like, a couple years older.
Yeah, because they're, like, 20 now, something like that.
Yeah, they're in their 20s, and I'm turning 20.
Well, I'm turning 18 this year.
Mm.
Well, and heck, when I look at them, I just feel like I'm more grown than them, honestly.
Yeah, well, you always got to remember, Tommy's online persona is that one of childishness.
Oh, yeah, true. He has kind of gone off that a little bit, to be fair, which is fair.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, because of how he made his career and what he does now, stand-up,
Yeah.
he kind of has to keep that to kind of grow more, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it does suit him personality-wise, because he does do a lot of pranks and jokes. Because I remember he got married to Tubbo, like, officially, I'm pretty sure.
Officially?
Officially.
Or is this like a joke
I
thing in one of his stand-up?
I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure they signed the marriage contract. Like, 90% sure.
When was this?
A year or two ago now?
Funny, because I haven't seen him wearing a ring at all.
No, but Tommy, kind of pranked Tubbo into getting married.
Oh, okay.
And then they both signed the marriage license.
That's like one big joke.
Yeah. And then Tubbo having to get lawyers involved, being like, sign the divorce contract. I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh. Yeah. So, yeah. I know he does that a lot, to be fair, though. Yeah, but I know going to the video, he talks about Dream, and I remember he sounded so pissed off in that video.
Which video is this? The first one Tommy did about Dream?
Just called Dream, that one.
Yeah.
Like, he actually sounded so livid about this tiny little thing, which, if that was me, I just wouldn't care at all.
So, have you actually seen that video fully then?
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, what happened in it then? Kind of.
I remember,
or, like,
I remember a few quotes, actually. I remember he called Dream a movie villain. I remember that very well, which is very funny. Which, I remember he just said all these things without giving any evidence to them. I remember he said that apparently Dream harassed his mum, which is funny because in Dream's actual video, he just gave a little JPEG of just one message talking to him about the divorce that his mum went through, just seeing if she was alright.
Yeah, I know another thing that was... I'm pretty sure this was mentioned, but the whole fact of Dream deleting his messages so there is no evidence. I remember Tubbo mentioning that in a video.
Did he?
Yeah. in one of Tubbo's live streams, he mentioned that Dream deletes his messages so that there is no evidence of him saying this stuff.
Okay, that's
Bit sus.
bit shady.
Yeah. That's why in Dream's video or something, he's just talking and being like, give me some evidence, find some evidence. And Tubbo's genuine response was, there basically is none because you delete everything.
But has he got proof that they existed before?
No clue, in all honesty. As I said, I haven't watched the videos fully. I've just seen like little snippets on TikTok.
I've just basically seen like the 2 6-minute videos mainly, not the whole streams because I can't be asked, obviously. But yeah, I just still find it quite funny that they just both kind of said random things about each other that weren't true and not backing it up though. Like it's genuinely like 2 children just not agreeing with one another.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. I'm trying to remember trying to see if I remember anything else about this, because I know there was a lot that was said, and I remember it being like a bunch of people backing Tommy who were on the Dream SMP, a bunch of people backing Tommy and disagreeing with what Dream said, if I remember correctly, because Dream has just kind of fallen off since the Dream SMP.
Yeah. Because he just never uploads anymore, I've been told.
I wouldn't know. I don't use YouTube anymore, basically. I watch like the occasional video like once a week, and that's about it.
I mean, I just use it just whenever, really, even when I'm playing stuff, I have it on in the background. Yeah, I just... Like, honestly, like, if... there's one thing I want to ask. If you were to put yourself in your shoes, how would you have acted? Or in their shoes?
If I was to put myself in my shoes, how would have I reacted?
Yeah.
I think you mean their shoes, but...
Yeah, you know what I mean. But technically it's yourself, so technically it's still your shoes in a way.
You mean the same...
If you were in that scenario, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. In all honesty, I'd make a 5-minute video of, I do not care, leave me alone. That's probably all I'd do if I was in their if I was like in Tommy's shoes, in all honesty. Because, yeah, if I was in Tommy's shoes, I'd just be like, I do not care for your petty drama. Leave me alone, leave my fans alone. And then that's about it. What would you do if you were in their shoes? Like Tommy's or Dream's?
I'm going to straight up to you. I would have probably have done nothing. Because honestly, like, the word he was moaning on about, calling his fans, I wouldn't care, because there's way worse things you can call people. And personally, when I do get called it, I genuinely don't get in tears about it. Like, I genuinely do not care if someone calls me that.
No. I get where you're coming from, though.
Yeah.
But, like, you also got to remember, viewers do like YouTubers who do stand up for their fan base.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's a given. It's more like anything, because they kind of see them as, like, head of, like, a state almost.
Yeah. So I do understand why Tubbo probably reacted to it, but I also don't understand why it went on for so long.
Yeah, because it shouldn't have really happened, and that's kind of why I watched it, because I'm like, something that shouldn't happen. Oh, this is entertaining.
Yeah. I also, you're going to have to bleep out this word, but I also remember someone, I think it was Dream, got called a by one of the YouTubers.
Okay.
Or that he's going around, like, with all the claims that he did have. You remember all those?
Yeah, all the, certain claims, yeah. I don't know how else to word that.
Yeah. But I remember that being involved in one of his videos, him talking about that. But as far as I know, I know nothing to do with any of this, really.
Yeah, I only know the basic stuff, like I keep mentioning, but yeah, it generally really does remind me of something you'll see in secondary school, primary school even. And it's a bunch of grown men as well. It's just kind of sad, really.
It is.
Because I think that's what being on the internet all the time kind of does to you, really.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, in my opinion. Just having to always upload stuff for your fans and making it semi-childish or semi-serious to then be able to grow your fan base more or to make content which you know your viewers like.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to have some childish aspect of yourself in those videos to then grow that fan base, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. And I think another thing about Tommy, actually, I know when he was in our, if he was our age, he would have been in COVID, I think. So I think he didn't really get a proper, like, chance to learn how to be resilient to people calling people stuff, if you know what I mean. Because
See, I know that he was in secondary school around... Oh, well, not secondary school.
I think... Oh, I don't know. But I know...
It might have been he just started college or the end of secondary school.
I think he got his grades for free, basically, because of that.
Yes. Yes, he did. But due to the fact that their YouTube careers grew during COVID. During that first year, it grew.
And I think he was still in secondary school, weren't he?
I want to say he was in his first year of college-ish. Mainly due to the fact he is that year or two older than me. And I was in year 10 when COVID happened. So
that makes sense.
He would have been year 11 or starting college.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were around that time.
Yeah, because I think you kind of learn how to be resilient to what people calling you things from secondary school as well. So that's why I kind of think that, because obviously you do come across lots of not particularly nice people in secondary school, and they do like to start up a bunch of stuff similar to this.
Oh, no, yeah.
And
yeah.
I think if he's not been exposed to stuff like this in school, that's probably why he had such a big deal, because he didn't know how to toughen it out, basically.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I think he was able to go through secondary school without COVID. As I said, mainly because he is older than me. And
yeah, but I mean, talking about like the later half of secondary school, when your brain has kind of developed a bit more, if you know what I mean, and you kind of understand what things mean and what people are doing, basically.
Yeah.
So when I was in like year 7 and 8, I basically just was a bit of a wuss, basically, whenever people said things about me. So I think he's only experienced that.
In secondary school for me, throughout most of it, I was basically friends with everyone. There were the few people that hated me, and they'd show it, basically. So my secondary school has its ups and downs. I can't really talk about most of it because it's...
Yeah, I guess this kind of segues onto the other bit we're talking about, but we'll continue about that in a bit if you want to continue more about the controversy, if you've got any points to make.
I don't really. I think I've spoken everything I know about it.
Yeah, I guess I've kind of said everything. Oh, except for when Dream crashed out, I really wanted to mention that.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's when he was like, all the members on the Dream SMP are under NDA. That clip.
Yeah. You do know what an NDA is, right?
Yeah, non-disclosure agreement.
Yep.
So you're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, so basically any behind the scenes or anything, nobody could talk about it. But because Dream brought it up, Tubbo was like, fuck it then. I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, talking about some parts that weren't a part of the NDA.
The thing is, though, he was streaming, so he couldn't really filter out all his bad emotions very well. Yeah. Just ignore that.
Yep. But yeah, I did find that part also quite funny because it's a thing of, because he was live streaming that one.
Yeah.
His reactions to some things were just a bit too much for a grown adult, in all honesty.
There's one I really want to mention,
Yep.
but it might be a little bit too much. But I remember he just randomly just blurted out, secretly, I hate all of you because of your gender and your sex and because I'm homophobic. He just randomly said that, and I just kind of burst out laughing.
No, that's because he was, because like something about because everyone thought he was gay. At one point.
Oh, with all that art.
Yeah, with all the art and all
I
the
genuinely
fan base,
forgot about that.
because of him and what YouTuber was it?
George Not Found, wasn't it?
Yeah, George. It was, and Dream just comes out randomly being like, "I'm straight. I hate the gays.
Yeah,
I
all
hate
that.
anything to
crap.
do with this." And I'm.
Because like me, I totally forgot about all that, so it just felt so random. So obviously,
was.
I just burst out laughing. Like, what is this guy going on about?
Yeah. It was so out of context, in my opinion. Watching that just.
I don't think
clip.
anyone mentioned that as well. He just said it randomly.
Yeah, but it was just so out of context and out of pocket. It's funny. Him
Yeah.
just randomly going on a rant and screaming in his mic that he's homophobic and that he hates the gays.
It just sounds like something you hear in like Call of Duty
Yeah, no, it
or
does.
Team Fortress 2.
Mainly probably CS lobbies.
Yeah.
Ugh, CS lobbies.
And the funny thing is, he's just like in like a Minecraft world, and he's just
Oh,
in F5
yeah.
just clicking,
Yeah, no,
just looking around.
Yeah. Plus, at the very beginning of the stream of that, he was like, we've got the Dream Investigator skin on. We're going to be talking and researching about all this stuff.
And he's got like a
And he just
monocle
goes on
on.
his, he just goes on a rant of his own emotions. No research, no nothing.
Because I've only seen the crash out. I've not seen anything else.
It's really funny, in my opinion.
Oh no, I should probably just listen to the whole thing like a podcast.
You should. It is so funny. Like, I haven't watched it personally, but the clips I have seen are just so brilliant, in my opinion.
Yeah. I did see another clip about Tubbo. It's really, really minor though. But he kind of said the exact same thing Dream said though, about politics again. I remember I saw a clip of him saying, it's because he was going on about Elon Musk for some reason.
What, Dream or?
No, Tubbo. He was kind of talking about how it all started. And it was like, because he found a image of like Elon Musk saying, this is Trump's Cybertruck. And it's just a picture of him getting shot in the ear with his hand up. And I remember he was saying, it's because Elon Musk is like really good friends with Nigel Farage. And anyone who likes Nigel Farage is lobotomized or something like that. And I was like, so you're saying everyone who likes Nigel Farage is lobotomized, but yet the person you're criticising called everyone who liked Tommy Innit.
Well, Nigel Farage is very... is it right or left wing? I can't remember which one's which. Right wing.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But he's very right wing, and it is...
Bit
iffy.
Yeah.
And
it's just I kind of found that a bit funny because he basically kind of did what he's accusing someone of doing, basically, if you kind of think what I mean.
kind of, but you got to remember, Dream started this by calling people retards.
Yeah.
Nigel Farage is just a huge, like, words are leaving my brain. But, like, Nigel Farage is just, like, heavy right-wing, is very sexist and homophobic and shit like that.
Okay, what do you mean by that, then? Going a bit off topic, but...
I don't want to get into politics.
All right.
But, like, right-wing... Do you know the difference between right and left-wing?
Not really.
Oh, God.
I know left is a bit more soft and right is a bit more hard on what they say.
Right, so left wing is kind of like equality and shit, if I'm remembering quickly. Right wing, as I said, sexist, so they want men to be paid more, women to be paid less, don't like equality as much, and yada yada.
Yeah, right wing is more capitalism and left wing is more socialism-ish.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I kind of felt a bit funny how he's just kind of, in a way, kind of doing the same thing.
But it's not though because of the things Nigel Farage stands for.
Mm-hmm.
I agree where Tubbo's coming from about what he said about him. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I do kind of know what you mean if he kind of does all that, but it's just like calling somebody else's fans all that, it's just kind of undermines what he's going on about. But it's like very minor. I just found that just a bit.
Yeah.
I just found that online somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair. If I was to get my brother in here to talk about politics, he could go on a rant for 4 hours, 5 hours.
Obviously, I don't know the bigger picture behind what he's going on about. All I heard is that he just called everyone's followers that, and it's kind of the same. The reason why it kind of started in the first place, if you know what I mean.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to. Well, we wanted to talk about with that. So, yeah.
Should we go on to talking about our secondary school experience?
Yeah, to give us more about our background in a way. But speaking about talking about childish things, let's talk about secondary school, shall we?
Yay!
Yeah.
I can't talk about most of my experiences because
you're in lockdown, weren't you?
Not even that.
Well, actually, I was too, but whatever.
It's not even that. I've had a lot of like police involvement. Police involvement due to some of the things that happened to me at secondary school, which was brilliant.
Is any of this funny? Because I don't want any of this. I don't want any of this to be dark.
I find it funny, and that's only because I find my trauma funny.
Okay, well, should we not talk about that then?
I mean, yeah. I'll try and keep my side light if there is anything.
Should we actually go on, because COVID kind of disrupted it, but what point in school were you when COVID got disrupted?
I was in year 10 when it got disrupted, if I'm not mistaken. And I absolutely hated it because we were a year off of doing our GCSEs.
Yeah. You still did them in school.
We still did them. Yeah. We still had to sit our GCSEs, yeah. Yeah. It was because we did one of our Englishes in year 10.
Yeah.
We got predicted grades for that. I failed because of it. Yeah. I would have failed either way, to be honest.
I mean, with me, I got disrupted in year 8, which is like one of the most pointless years, I think.
In all honesty, it is.
Year 7 is not really pointless. You kind of get introduced into the
year 7, year 8 is where you're testing out all your courses. Year 9 is where you start your GCSEs.
They've kind of changed that now, haven't they? It's year 10 you start it.
Shouldn't be.
I know they changed it so you start your GCSEs in year 10 rather than year 9.
I remember starting my GCSEs in year 9.
Yeah, I started my GCSEs in
year 9 as well. But I kind of know this because my younger brother, who still goes to my old secondary school, was told, you're starting in year 10. And I was like, you're starting in year 10? So what's the point in year 9 then?
Yeah.
So what was the whole point of me doing all that crap in year 9 just for it to not mean anything after I leave?
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense because in year 9, none of that mattered in your year 10 or 11 exams. It was all just coursework and getting used to your subjects.
Yeah, no, that's what I liked about it though. You had that year to learn the basics, and if you wanted to, you could also start the advanced stuff like I did, and still failed. I failed everything but 2 subjects.
Maths, English?
Oh no, I failed English. Oh god, no.
Science?
I passed science and maths. I don't know how. To be fair, I loved maths. I was always asked if I wanted to do the higher papers. I said no because I didn't want to ruin the fact that I was getting perfect grades in maths.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. So I didn't want to risk it because, I was a scaredy cat. Science, I don't know how I passed it. Although I did have family member as a teacher. Did love her. She was a brilliant teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know with me, I passed pretty much everything except to the options, which was food tech and Spanish.
Passed everything?
Pass food tech.
I can't cook. No, I'm joking. It's a crap course, honestly.
I'm
I
guessing
hated
you failed the written.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
written. Because there are just so many words that sound the exact same on my teacher. I had two. Did I have two teachers or three? No, I had two. Which two of them were kind of really different, so it just confused me, especially when you've got like there are literally like 3 words you have to know the meaning of that literally are almost the exact same word. It's just 3 letters difference at the beginning of the word,
See,
the same ending.
I'm gonna quickly go on a rant about the courses I did because I don't know how I failed all 3 of these because they're basically all the same. I failed computer science, advanced tech, and iMedia.
Did you not have a 4th subject?
I did French.
Oh.
Oh, I couldn't do French because no one would take it, so they had to stop it.
Oh, that's what happened to our German.
Yeah, literally, like no one was taking French to keep people doing it to set up a class, basically.
See, that was what happened to our German class in secondary school.
Mm.
But yeah, with advanced tech, computer science, and iMedia is quite similar to what we're doing now. Although any project we had, we'd be making a PowerPoint presentation. And it would be like, okay, you link this one to this one, you link this one to this page. And it was a whole, I loved it, but like it was so tedious. I don't actually remember like if we had any written work for that one because it was so long ago. Advanced tech, the practical was building or taking apart PCs, and it would be putting the CPU in like perfectly, putting the little paste on the CPU, the thermal paste.
I don't know PCs at all, so I'm just
do.
Kinda...
Hence why, if you need your PC fixed, I did it in secondary school. I failed the course. Built a brilliant PC though.
You failed?
Yeah, that's because of the written work.
Because that's a good selling
I failed
point.
the written work. I failed mainly because of written work. Because I failed English.
Oh yeah. Speaking of like languages and stuff, it was really bad in my secondary. Because if you were in top set, or what they called like Q set, which is like the one above top set, you would be forced to pick a language for your GCSE.
Yeah, with me, I have no idea how it was done because I was in like the lower mid area, and yet people were still forced to take a language.
See,
So I think it's just how good you were, basically.
See, all of my courses I didn't want to do. I was forced by family.
Great. I had free range because I'm entitled. No, I'm joking. I'm not.
The courses I wanted to do was DT, which was just making like wood and stuff, metal stuff, like design technology. That's what it is. I wouldn't mind doing IT still, not IT, iMedia, because I did really enjoy that. I wanted to do geography. And I wanted to do one other course, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But, like, yeah, I had to put those all as my second option. And I didn't get any of my second options. I got all of my first options, which were...
Yeah, same here. I don't think I got any of my reserves, which is good. I remember this very well. I know lots of people, I think like a small group of people in my school were really upset that they got the reserves. And they literally, like, complained to the school about it. I don't know why, but I'm like...
I would have preferred to get my reserved courses.
Mm-hmm. I haven't really
we thrive.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about the courses I was on because I kind of briefed over that. But I obviously did the usual like maths, English, science. I did geography, which I really liked. It's one of the few I actually liked, so that's why I took it. Food tech, which I regret taking. I really hated that, and I'll go on to that in a minute. Why I hate it. I also did Spanish because I wanted to do a language. I don't think I was forced to. I don't know. People say for some reason in my school, people said I wasn't, but how the hell would they know that? So I don't know. I don't know if I was. Honestly, I just did it because why not? And I took Spanish because I really, really hated all the German teachers. So the main reason why I took Spanish is to not have to deal with the German teachers. I generally hate their guts. Bit
Yeah,
strong.
that's understandable.
But yeah. What else was there? Did I say all of them? Oh yeah, drama. Drama was whatever.
I loved drama in year 7, year 8.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I took it.
I picked drama, but I wasn't actually given.
You weren't given it at all.
No, I'm actually really glad that I didn't, because everyone in drama, they're really
weird.
They were really like
enthusiastic about
Yeah,
drama, and if you didn't do something properly, they didn't like you.
What do you mean you didn't watch Hamilton? How dare you? Like, that's
Nah, mine weren't like that. They were just.
I've never watched it, but I don't intend to. And I was
that reminds me of something.
I was chosen for textiles instead, which I didn't really like because my teacher didn't like me. She was pregnant, and then she came back in like year 11 and forced us to do things that weren't actually really textiles.
Like what?
So with our year 9 and year 10, all we did was we like learned how to sew skirts and things like that on like little models.
Oh, okay.
To, like do embroidery, sewing machine, that sort of thing. But when it came to our final projects in year 11, which would make up 100% of our grade, the options were either make a bag for security, make a pet toy, or do something to do with like bikes or transportation or something like that. I was like, none of that is clothing, so I chose transportation, made a glove. I only got a 4 for it, even though a glove is one of the hardest garments you could probably make.
Yeah, that should have been like a lot higher then. Yeah.
It's just because I didn't want to add like a little pocket.
Did they have the higher and foundation papers in textiles?
Not in textiles.
No, okay.
For like maths and French.
Yeah, I know both of those had that. But
Sides.
yeah, because I know. Yeah, I know I was on foundation for everything, so like science, maths, Spanish, and I got 5s in all of them except Spanish. Like I said earlier, for the they called it like tiered based papers, didn't they? We were on foundation and higher tier. I remember they kept going on about that as well.
Foundation tier, higher tier.
Yeah.
Never did that in my school. But something you said earlier about like theatre kids.
Yeah.
The theatre kids in my thing. I don't understand how this kept happening to me. I'd be working backstage crew, so I'd be in charge of making props, helping out with the props, doing stuff like that, right? And I'd be told, oh yeah, we're in this room. I go to said room. Hi Paige, you're meant to be in that room. But do you want to help out with our dance thing? Because we're missing a person. Because I'm the person I am in secondary school, I said, sure, I'll help. And I became a dancer for Beauty and the Beast. And I wasn't allowed to go backstage at all. As soon as I said yes to helping them, they were like, okay, we'll see you next week. Huh? I didn't say I'd stay here. I said I'd help out today. What is this? And yeah, one thing I remember about that dance choreography was that so I'd have 2 people with like, how do I do this? So one knee on the floor, one knee up, and I'd stand on their knees or on their legs right here, and I'd be so confused on how I ended up there every single time.
Yeah, like it didn't make sense to me because I was in the same production actually, and how would they manage to get people to stand on other people's knees but wouldn't let Gaston like arch his back too much because they were scared that he would break his back and fall down the stairs? Like, how does that make sense?
I genuinely think the only reason I was allowed to do that was because of how light I was. I was 42 kg at the age of...
What's that in stone?
Oh.
Hold on, I got it. Hold on.
So I kind of work in stone on pounds a little bit, but...
42 kilograms.
6.6 stone.
I was really light.
I was really light. And you were like, what, 15?
15, 16, yeah.
Yeah.
About like 14, 15. This was not year 10. I think it was year 9. So I was about 13, 14.
I was about the same back then. Yeah.
But the thing is, I basically haven't increased in size at all since then. I'm still around like 50 kg. If you want to do that in stone real quick, please.
Yeah, it's like
7 stone-ish? No, probably not.
8, just 8.
8 stone?
8-ish.
About 8
7.5.
stone now.
Alright.
I really haven't improved.
I
even
don't really
though-
know my own weight. Honestly, I don't weigh myself
It's
a lot.
deemed average.
To be fair, for the longest time, I was below average, and that was because I just didn't eat, because I forget.
Words going out. But I know one thing I want to talk about is like funny stuff that's happened in your school.
The TV speaking.
And do you want to know a funny thing that happened in my secondary school?
Well, it better be good to tell everyone.
I find this really funny. Oh wait.
I got it. Sorry.
Right. So something funny that happened in my secondary school was, I think I was in year 9. We had recently gotten a new head teacher. Really bad head teacher. Like,
Continue.
but really bad head teacher who basically didn't know how to be a head teacher. She was a head teacher previously.
That's eerily
But, like-
similar to what happened to my secondary school.
But basically what happened was she was a head teacher at a previous school. Oh, I think she was still head teacher for that school, but also became the head teacher of our school, right? Because there weren't enough students. Because we didn't have the funds to have German kept on, they cut it.
Nice
Every
lame
German
excuse.
student joined the French class.
I remember that. There was a girl. She
Yep.
was sobbing.
Yep. Right. And what happened with that? Right. Because German got cut because of the funds. Week later, we get 20 brand new TVs that go up in the halls, like the hallways, like not even in classrooms, not in like the actual assembly, around the school, just randomly placed.
Tell. I think I know where this is going. So they didn't have the funds
They
to
didn't have
support
the
German,
Yep.
but they spent all the funds on TVs.
Yep.
I mean, technically, there's different types of budgets. So the TVs could have been like something like completely different or set into plan before German was cut because it was government funded.
Surely, but the thing is though, like surely
they're
a whole
cutting-
subject should be the responsibility here.
Yeah, if they're cutting a subject, the funds for that basically drop anyway. But it just means they moved the funds onto something else, which was just they moved the funds from German to just the normal school funds.
Yeah.
But I found it really funny. Also, another funny story with that teacher. Once during lunch, these two girls were arguing, and now any smart teacher knows not to get in the middle of girls fighting.
Like the drama we talked about earlier, you shouldn't get into it.
Yeah, right? And head teacher walks in, right? Walks in between them, spreads them apart, gets slapped around the face.
By who?
One of the girls.
Okay.
One of the girls fighting slapped the head teacher round the face because she tried to step in. I was pissed myself laughing when I found out about this. It was also all caught on the security cameras.
Oh yeah, and that's
someone
when
film
she
it?
banned phones in the schools because people were recording. She couldn't get through to stop them.
Yeah, it was so funny though. See, whereas everyone was outside though, I was in the library reading. I was actually doing coursework to be fair, but you know, I don't actually think I was doing coursework. I think I was just playing games in all honesty. But yeah, that's where I was at lunch when that happened.
Yeah.
I've got a sad story about library. My sister was sitting, you know those cushions in like that one corner
Yes.
next to the desk?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was sitting there, and then these random girls came up and were just standing there. And she felt uncomfortable, so she stood up and moved. And then they were like laughing at her, and then they sat down, like calling her a pushover and stuff. And she was like
God.
pressured into moving, and it was really, really bad.
I remember with your sister, we both failed our English mock once in year 9.
She failed English.
One of our mock, I think it was your sister at least.
It might have been. Oh,
No, it's not the actual like exam mock,
Yeah.
but like one of the ones you do in year 9,
Yeah.
if you remember.
I've just remembered I want to talk about something after this.
Yeah, do you want to know the grade I got for English in year 9?
2.
Ungraded.
A U.
Ungraded. I got a U, basically. I got the worst grade you could get. Do you want to know how many marks I got?
1.
2.
0. I didn't do anything. I was so bad at English because I didn't understand shit, because no teacher would willingly help me, right? I had, in primary school, I had a English tutor because I didn't understand adverbs, adjectives, and nouns and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
I had to have an English tutor. And I missed one of my favourite sports activities because I had an English tutor, right?
Oh.
I went into secondary school telling them, oh, by the way, I have an English tutor because I'm really bad at English.
Mm-hmm.
Tell school that. Don't get any extra support. Don't get nothing. I'm
Not
like,
even like a little computer. No. I mean, I was offered one, but I said no because I just want to actually write like a normal person.
yeah, but I wasn't allowed nothing. And I would always be asking for help in English. The teacher looks at me and is like, you should know this stuff. And would literally just leave me to struggle.
What a loser.
I know. And that's why I failed English 4 times. We love this.
I remember that teacher, like that horrible.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a story
What,
about English. So.
From my school?
From your school. She couldn't pass.
I can't do an I.
It's still on frame.
Oh, just so you know, if the
You probably know which teacher like I'm on about though.
Come here. I'm gonna whisper it to you quickly.
all right, just
Yes. That English one. She was horrible. To be fair though, year 7, year 8, I had a really nice one. She still didn't help, but she was like really nice. She let me eat in class.
nice. That's based.
Yeah, I'd also like, you know, because when I had a crush on someone in secondary school, my love language was giving stuff.
Just gifts.
Yeah.
Gifts like it's Christmas or birthday.
Yeah, basically. But due to the fact I had this crush on this girl, I would continuously buy like snacks she liked. So I'd buy the like Cherry Aid cans.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember those, the like 50p ones.
They still have them.
Yeah, at One Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy those, and then I'd buy like a 3-pack of Bueno bars. And she'd sit right next to me in English. Right. I'd walk into class, she'd be sat there, she'd look at me, she'd be like, hi Paige. I'm like, hi. And I'd just give her the stuff because I just had like a massive crush on her.
It was like a little, like in games where you're like, here, I want you to have this, and you like bribe them.
Yeah, no, that was me. My genuine love language is like acts of affection and gift giving, and that's mainly because it just helps me stop spending money on bad habits.
Oh, well, that's fair. All right, going back to English, I actually want to talk about this one thing, which is so you don't have to intervene, so it's my perspective on this, on my school. I remember like towards the end of year 11, we had these like revision days at our school in like the week off in between we're having our exams. I remember this so well because I was a little bit late because the timing was skewed because they couldn't decide on time. Oh, it's fine. If it dies, we've still got the audio, so we can just go without. We can go without video. It's just the audio. It's the main thing. If this dies, we have to stop. But anyways, but basically, I remember I went for this revision day because English was my main subject. I obviously wanted to pass it, so I have to do it again. And I remember I got there. I went in the front doors. The place was like a wreck. Like, it was not even, like, tidied up from the week before when we were still in school. It was, like, near the end of the week half term. And all the tables in the hall from all the exams or whatever they do there, it weren't really exams, it's more like stuff, were like half put away and half not. So it was just all misaligned, and there was also people doing roofing there, so the ceiling was all coming apart as well. It looked like it reminded me a lot of the first episode of The Walking Dead, if you've seen that, in the hospital a little bit.
Yeah.
And I remember I managed to find where I was, which was on the other side of the school, which is weird because how the hell am I meant to know that? And I remember I got there, I was a little bit late, and I know my school is very, well was, I don't know if it still is, but when I was there, was very, 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 like, determined for you to get the best grade possible. So they really wanted everyone to get 9s, if you know what I mean. So I remember this one teacher, I think I had for like a year. She was basically doing this paper, and I didn't understand any of it at all because she was using like grade 9 language. And I'm like, look, I've just came here to pass, not to get a cool number and do the best thing possible. So I didn't understand it for like 30 to 45 minutes, and then there was like a little break in the middle. And at that break, I just left. Phoned my mum saying, hey, this ain't worth it. Could I have an actual tutor, please? And I had a tutor from that day on.
See, unlike you,
I'm not sure if you've had any of that leading up to it.
I was in like the English, like after school thing, and it wasn't by choice, and that was just because.
I had those. They just force you to stay after school. I've
Yeah.
got a really good story about that too.
But I still struggled during those, and my first time around doing my English, I got in my mocks for year 10. I got a U and a 1.
Nice.
Year 11, so final year of secondary school, I got I believe a 2 and a 3.
Getting there.
I was. College, I resat both. I didn't have to resit both, but you know, I couldn't be asked to choose anything else. So I resat them in college. I then got a 3, not a 3. I got a 4 and a 3. I passed English language on my like 4th try. Go me. I hated everything. English language. Yeah, English language passed. English literature I failed because Romeo and Juliet.
Funny, because I actually did better on literature.
Hated
my
literature.
school literally just prioritised literature over language, and that baffled the hell out of me.
Didn't you have to get past language?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were doing the one you don't need more.
Weird.
Which is weird, because I really don't. It's probably why I was so scared about failing English, because they just didn't care. But yeah, talking about those after school stuff, I remember I've got a bit of a story of one. Because I remember everyone was kind of forced into one. I only got one. I only got drama, which is nothing wrong with it at all. But we also had this thing where the afternoon tutor on Fridays, Fridays, I can't remember, they changed it when I was in year 11, but the afternoon tutor, you have one of the main course subjects. But for some reason, my drama teacher decided drama would be better than one of those core subjects for her class. So I had to go to drama until I would try to find a way out, because I just wanted to do maths, which is the one I was in, because who wouldn't want to pass up on an opportunity not to do maths again. And I remember there was also this one for maths after school run by my maths teacher that you can go to, and she put it on the same day. They were all on the same day basically, and she put it on the same day as the maths one. I wanted to go to the maths one, and I was speaking to my maths teacher, hey, I know this may sound a bit bad, but can I just not go to the drama one, go to the maths one, because as it's more important? And she was like, yeah, I'll see what I can do, if you know what I mean. Here's the camera, right?
Yeah, it just said change the battery now. I want to do it just in case.
Okay, we've still got the audio, so that's fine. The audio is the main thing.
Yeah.
So
we should probably wrap up soon anyway.
Yeah, in like 5 minutes when we get the whole hour.
So
Well, we don't have to. We have to get 45 minutes.
Should we get?
I do.
We've got like 55 minutes.
Yeah, we got 55
Yeah,
minutes.
I'll finish this, and there's one smaller thing I want to mention about the toilet.
Oh, don't do the toilets, please.
No, it was the toilet bowl falling off.
Yeah, you don't talk about toilets on podcasts. It's
Alright.
weird.
Alright, well, I really want to talk how bad that was. Yeah, but going back to what I was saying, like she then later came back to me a week later, and I was like, oh, sorry, Ben. The head teacher said no. You can't switch. And just in case for some reason I went into the maths one, I would have been banned. So basically, they banned me from doing the more important thing over something I can get a better grade out of, which is completely ludicrous in my opinion. Don't you think?
Yeah.
And I told my mum this, and she was fucking pissed off. So do you know what she did?
Emailed the school.
Yeah, and guess what?
They changed you.
Yes. Just because my mum got involved, they're like, oh, we got to do it now. And by the way, it was the same guy. She messaged the same person who said I couldn't go, and he came back to me saying, oh, yeah, you can go now. Like, double standards, I know. But yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else?
Not really.
Yeah.
I've mentioned all the parts I can mention.
I mean, there's one thing I want to talk about before we end off, and that was around the end of secondary school. I went to the toilet, and the toilet bowl fell off the wall, and it sounded like someone's drink was spilling on the floor. And I just found it very weird that a whole toilet fell off the floor and spilled everywhere, so I had to warn the teacher who was looking over it, hey, your toilet fell off the wall, can we please fix it? And I was like, yeah, we will. I don't know, I've never really heard another story where that's happened, so I just found it a bit funny to mention it here. Literally on like the very last day, or the final 3 days I was in, and then the last funny thing that happened was the toilet falling off the floor. Off the wall. God, I'm talking too fast. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because it was funny, mainly. So, I guess that's everything then.
Yeah. End of podcast
Yeah.
number 2, part
Talked
2.
about school, toilets falling off walls, and
Dream controversy.
and grown men arguing about what to call people and stuff like that. Or not what to call people, but how to manage people who call your fans something. But yeah. So it's good being talking about all that stuff. It kind of links because, you know, they're all men children arguing like how little school children do. So yeah. I think this is where we wrap up for the episode. So it's been me and Paige, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlotte, ready to press the off button?
Yep.
3,
2, 1.